Rizzuto Show.
All right, welcome back to the Riz Show. Our phone number, 314-969-DUDE, 314-969-3833. Our guest has arrived. Mr. Dana Gould is here.
Thank you.
Hello. That's not funny.
Yeah. You're not just drinking beers, you're building friendships.
That's right.
They might not be the ones you want to keep when the beers have worn off. That's usually the issue.
God, you tweeted something out yesterday, and it had me cracking up because I experienced this while I was in Mexico last week. And yesterday's tweet that caught my attention was, one thing for sure about America's future is that in 50 years, it will be full of old ladies named Ashley who are covered in tattoos.
That's going to be
it's just 100%
like
true.
All the names that are current. What's your name, ma'am? I'm Brittany.
Covered head to toe in tattoos.
Yeah, covered in, and you know, it's so funny. Like my, tats used to be.
You have any tattoos?
I have none. I have no tattoos. No.
No ink?
No ink. No piercings. No. There's no. This is.
I fancy.
Nothing special about me whatsoever.
You as a nipple ring guy.
Yeah. I have clip-ons. I have my grandmother's old pearl clip-ons.
Yeah, family heirlooms, huh? Nice.
Yeah.
Just don't want to commit to it just yet, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the first, the first guy to get a Prince Albert. You're just like, was it accompanied by, are you sure you want to stick to this bet?
I'll give you one final out.
Yeah, exactly. Are you sure you don't want the money?
You ever been to a nude beach?
No, I've never been nude. I'm very. Well, I shower in a bathing suit.
That's him too. He's a never nude guy as well.
Yeah.
He don't get naked in his own house.
Yeah, I'm built like a condom full of walnuts. You don't want to see me nude.
Well, me and some friends. There was a nude beach in New Jersey.
Great.
18 years
terrific.
old.
Yeah.
18 years old, and in your mind, you're expecting a beach full of hot chicks.
Yeah, and it's a beach full of shaved polar bears.
Know what it was?
Not even all of them
you
were
had
shaved.
You had to hike a half mile in from the parking lot, and it was not Baywatch. I mean, it was pretty gross.
But who? I'm curious. Who was there?
Short troll-looking men with their penises pierced.
Oh gosh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I laid out a blanket, and I would not get naked. I laid out a blanket, and all of a sudden, the sun goes away. I had my eyes closed. The sun, you could tell even with your eyes closed that the sun goes away. It gets darker. And I look up, and there is this man who's about 4'12", hairy, with about 15 piercings on his genitals.
Wow.
Oh.
Standing right over the top.
Standing right over my head.
Wow.
What was he doing standing over your head?
Trying to pick me up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Really? I don't know that I would go to a nude beach and lay down and close my eyes.
He had a very nice condo.
Are you sure there's not another letter in that sentence?
I'm sure. So Dana over here is at Helium Comedy Club this week, and he had a couple shows tonight, a couple shows tomorrow.
Yeah. 2 tonight, 2 tomorrow night.
And your resume, I mean, it's crazy what you've done. What haven't you
Harder
done?
to hit a moving target. That's my theory. I don't know.
Skydiving?
I have not done skydiving. And here's here's why. When you die of in a skydiving accident, what do you say at the funeral? It's just basically, Bill jumped out of an airplane.
That's it.
There's cookies at the house. I mean,
That's it.
what do you say? It's
Not really much.
Grab a sandwich on the way out. Thanks, everybody.
There's so many activities in this life that are completely optional and worthless.
He went out the way he always wanted to, at a really high speed into the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He always wanted to be a gopher, and I feel that in this way,
I did it once, and
you did.
Yeah, well, it was an invitation from the Paracommandos, so like the most elite,
Right.
jumping unit in the Army or in the armed forces. And
2 more jumps and Dad will come home. No,
I
he's not
was
coming
afraid.
home.
I was afraid
He's
they'd
not
call me a
coming home.
pussy, and so I had to do it. But he couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
Tony over here couldn't do it because of a weight thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, they drop tanks out of planes. How
Yeah.
could they not drop you out of a plane?
You got to be under like 280 to go out the plane.
Really?
He was fun.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again.
And is it just horrifying when you leave the plane, or is it?
It was exhilarating, and the guy who had jumped before me,
I had a three-way once. Is it sort of the same thing?
kind of the same thing, without the robes and the tarps. But the guy who landed before me snapped his leg. Oh. So as I was coming down, they were like rolling out a gurney for this guy.
Oh, that's
screaming in agony.
That's a good, yeah.
And the commander of the paracommandos.
Or you're just like you don't realize how high up you're. Like, oh, somebody dropped a jar of jelly. Actually, no.
This guy snapped his leg, and the commander from the paracommandos was screaming at this guy as he's being loaded into an ambulance for embarrassing the unit.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's it for me. Not doing this again. No, I'm talking about.
How long are you in the air before the thing opens up?
It was like, if I remember, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. No, before it opens up.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like floating down.
Free falling for 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah,
heart would
if it was
explode.
3 minutes, I didn't make it. By the way, I was splat on the ground. I think it was 30 seconds, 45 seconds. if I
Of just
remember.
falling?
All I remember is flipping. I was attached to a guy. All I remember is flipping and seeing the plane above me. Like, I'm laying on my back and the plane was above me, and it was during some air show. So we had the smoke and we got into the
Right.
formation, the whole thing, the diamonds. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
my God.
I think it was about a minute free fall, if I'm
Oh, no,
if I'm not
thank you.
mistaken.
No, I think I'd have a heart attack. I honestly think I'd have a heart attack. I don't know if I could do that.
It was all right.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time trying to date again. I don't like jumping out of an airplane.
Is dating what it is? Do you have Tinder or anything?
No, nothing. I was married for years,
Mm-hmm.
and we got divorced, and then my wife and I were together for a total of 18 years. We had 3 kids. Then we get divorced, and then I went immediately into another relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and that ended recently, amicably.
Okay.
I was told. and so now I'm like, I've been like off the field of battle for 21 years.
Yeah, but you know of the new technology.
I know nothing. No,
around.
I know nothing. I have no skills.
how old are your
I have
kids?
no game. My oldest is 14.
Okay.
And but all I know how to do is be a husband. So I'm just going up to women in bars. Excuse me, couldn't help noticing you sitting there alone. Thought you might have a long list of chores and errands you wanted me to do. I know we've only been talking for 20 seconds, but you might want to point out what I've already done wrong.
Like three of us here are married. Moon over here is
Never again.
he's dating, but
Yeah, but I ain't getting married again.
I got married before Tinder and before
Yeah.
all that
No,
stuff.
I
And
don't
now
have any of
now
that
it seems
stuff.
so easy, and I'm like, if I were single now,
I don't think it's easy. I don't know. Maybe it is. To me, I've only
let's sign
seen.
you up for Tinder.
I don't know if Tinder's for me. I saw some Tinder on somebody's phone, and it looked like the perfect combination of dating and getting your new glasses. It's like better or worse, better or worse, better or worse, better or worse.
Just the options are endless.
Are they?
I
or
guess
is it
so.
all
I
the
don't know.
same option?
I don't know. I looked at my buddy's phone, and he was active on Tinder, and he was like, he had 8 dates set up. He was showing me the girls, and this person swiped right on his thing, and they matched up, and they're going to meet up tonight and
Okay.
touch genitals, and then he's going to touch genitals of another person the next night.
Can you really do that?
Yeah, you can.
Why am I here?
I don't know.
You're ramping it up right now.
I don't
aren't you?
know. You're a successful man.
Yeah. You
have a lot going for
I
you.
held myself together.
You have a lot going for you.
Yeah.
You got a lot to offer.
Yeah, okay. Is there another one? Tinder just seems like it's I don't know.
What's the gay one?
Grind.
Grinder.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
That was a signal.
I could never lose that much
What's
weight.
the other one? Wink, wink.
I could never get my abs that defined.
You're not a good enough dresser for
Yeah,
Grindr,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a good enough dresser
What
for
would he be
Grindr.
considered? A bear, right?
Oh, yeah.
A hairy bear?
Yeah.
You mean in the
here we
Grindr
got-
world?
We've got 3 bears, we've got a twink, and we got Jeff. I don't know.
You had 3 bears, a twink, and
a Jeff.
something.
And a
And something over there.
Oh, and Daddy.
Oh, we had this discussion earlier. How old is it? How old is too old for a girl to call their dad daddy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, see, you get
Pretty
that
much
feeling.
what we
That,
said.
Isn't it creepy?
No, yeah, I don't know though, because I have daughters, and sometimes it just
It's
comes
cute
out.
when they're young.
Yeah, well, my kids are still young, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
It's so weird when daddy. It's like their voices don't go that low. So it's
Well, his 41-year-old sister called their dad daddy in an email, and it kind of freaked him out.
Skeeved me out.
If you're just in the house, like, hey, daddy, where's that thing? No, it's weird.
yeah, it's still weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're gonna excuse it for a moment.
She
till you
posted
heard it.
she posted on Facebook, and like there was a guy on the beach playing a song that my dad really likes, and she posted on Facebook, tagged my mom, and said, "Hey mom, show this video to daddy."
Yeah, that's creepy. Your
Yeah.
sister has problems.
What if a
Your
chick?
sister needs to jump out of an airplane.
What if a chick called you daddy?
Well, that's a whole different thing.
That's okay.
Is that okay? I think that's still creepy.
I like it. No, so,
Only if
here's
you met her on
here's one
Tinder.
thing that's never. Here's something that's happened in bed with people. I know. I want you to call me daddy. I'm sure that's happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This has
for
never
sure.
happened.
And that's vomitous.
I want you to call me granddaddy. And then
Well, I
I'm
guess
gonna
when you get up there,
and then I'm gonna play the jug.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get my old jug band back together and really get things going.
Let's talk about. Can we talk about your career for a second? Dana Gould is here. He's at Helium Comedy Club this weekend. HeliumComedy.com for all the ticket
Yeah.
and showtime info.
All
So you
live,
started.
all live, not nude.
So you started at a young age.
Yeah, I started doing stand-up when I was 17. I used to do stand-up in this building. Catch a Rising Star used to be in Union Station. I used to perform there, yeah.
So way back in the day.
Yep. Yep.
So you start. I mean, real young, and you're from Massachusetts originally.
I am from Massachusetts,
And
yeah.
then you took
I'm
a
a
chance.
asshole.
And then you took a chance and you went to California.
Yeah, well, I knew I wanted to live in California all my life, basically. Like, I grew up watching, like, every TV show you watch when you're a kid is shot in California. And I was like, I want to get out of here. It's just,
Everybody
Massachusetts.
hates where they grow up.
Yeah, it's just, 7 months a year. It's just snow and sticks. And I moved to San Francisco, and then I moved to L.A.
And you remember going to your comedy, like to your first comedy show?
Oh, yeah, I was
as
17.
As a performer?
Yeah, I was 17. I had to sneak in.
Oh, you had to sneak in. So even as a performer.
Yeah, I was 17.
And were you nervous? Was it?
No, I was. It's like the first time I went on stage, it was really good. It was really great. And then I sucked for 2 years.
But even when you got out to Los Angeles, I mean, you were terrible.
No, by that time I was good again. But I went to college. I literally started doing stand up before I went to college. Like I did it while I was in college. And it takes like anything else, it takes a while to figure out how to do it correctly.
So who was coming up with you in the comedy world when you were doing comedy for the first time in Los Angeles? Who was on the bill with you, like we'd know today?
Well, it's very strange because I sort of straddle two different generations because I came up in Boston and like Mark Maron, Louis C.K. and those guys were just starting out a little bit after I started.
But was like
out.
Dennis Leary the guy?
Dennis was there. Yeah, Dennis was there. Bobcat Goldthwait was there. And then Louis and Mark Maron and those guys were kind of behind me. And then when I moved out to L.A., I became friends with like Larry Miller. And then I also worked with like Jerry Seinfeld, Bill Maher, Larry Miller. I worked with that whole, Carol Leifer, that whole group. Yeah. So I kind of belong to two different groups.
Yeah.
I kind of go back and forth.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you're in with both sides.
Yeah,
of the
that's
coast,
that's exactly
both sides
right.
of the country.
Yeah, both sides of the country and two generations of stand-ups. You have like Bill Maher, Larry Miller, and all those groups, and then Louis C.K. and Patton Oswalt and all those people.
It's
and
amazing.
David Cross, Janine Garofalo, all that whole Ben Stiller show group.
It's amazing how some of those guys just shot into the stratosphere.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see that happen with your friends. When it's like, oh, I forgot you're famous now. We can't go to the movies.
but you guys helped each other out though. I mean, so Jerry Seinfeld put you on Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot that you were on Seinfeld. You were the character. You were Jerry's friend who
I was Fragile Frankie Merman.
Fragile Frankie who hid in the Central Park.
I dug a hole and hid in it on Seinfeld. First episode of The Simpsons I wrote started with Bart digging a hole in his backyard for no reason. And then in my show that I have now on IFC, which is called Stand Against Evil, I play a gravedigger. None of that is intentional.
That is your thing.
Digging holes seems to be a theme in my career.
Thing.
Yeah.
So did Jerry put you on the show because you were buddies and you would kind of come up together? Or?
Actually, no. It was Jeff Schaefer and Alec Berg, who were running the show at the time, did. We were friends.
And you had to audition and the whole thing? Or did they just call
I
you
had to go in an audition. But I knew Jerry. It was like, oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
And how is he?
He's great.
Off.
He's great.
What were we talking about him?
He has $500 million. Why would he be in a bad mood?
He was number one.
Yeah, richest
celebrity?
Celebrity, yeah.
Yeah.
$840 million or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would he be in a bad mood?
But why do you think he even still does anything? I guess if you have that much money.
But you still want to you still want to work. You still want to do stuff.
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
No, you do. You go crazy soon.
You don't earn that kind of money if you're not a driven individual.
No, I understand that.
The money's secondary to accomplishment.
Yeah, I guess
Well,
so.
and look at at least one of the things he's doing is that comedians in cars getting coffee. He's literally just hanging out with his friends, and they're literally just BSing.
Right.
And he's making money off of that.
Yeah. True.
It's a great show.
You did some stuff on the Ben Stiller show as well, right?
Yeah, I worked on that show as a writer and a performer on that show.
I loved that show.
Oh, really? That's funny.
And I felt like nobody around me. I was trying to get everybody into it, and I was even a little bit late to the game. I had a friend that was such a diehard when it was on, and he's like, "Nobody's watching this. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. It's our humor."
I think that was just a time and place thing.
There was one week when we were the lowest rated show on television.
But it's still funny if you look it up.
But think about the people that came out of that show.
Yeah, it was. I was there when we came up with the idea to do it in Ben's apartment. It was Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, Bob Odenkirk, Judd Apatow, and then Andy Dick. We brought in Andy Dick, and then David Cross came a little bit into the season.
I mean, think about that. Think about that.
And then
cast.
Bob and David met, and then they met on the show, and that's how Mr. Show came.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that style of comedy, it was just the first or second step along. About 7 years later, that style of comedy was making millions.
Right. Yeah.
Millions
But
on
that
movies
show that show into a couple years into the future, and it would have been tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was ahead of its time. It was absolutely ahead of its time. Yeah, we that's. Given, yeah.
So was that before or after you did The Simpsons?
No, I did The Simpsons after.
After?
The Ben Stiller show was in 1992, and then I was a stand-up and did a bunch of stuff, did Seinfeld, stuff like that, and then I started on The Simpsons in 2000.
Wow. I mean, you worked on the greatest show of all time, and the longest running show of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Again, what else is there left to do?
Yeah.
So much.
St. Louis.
I'm here at the point. I'm at the point. It's all building up to this.
That's it. This is the low point, isn't it?
Tattooless.
That's why it's called the point. It's the low point.
The low point
of somebody's career.
You've been through here before. We have a bunch of listeners that they saw you a few years ago when you came through town and said that the stand-up that you do is awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Really, really good.
Well, they should come down tonight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow
Comedy
night.
Club. 7:30 tonight, 10 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, 7:30 and 10 o'clock. Now, I promised our listeners that we'd get to some of their emails. People email us. Why? I don't know. Because they seek our advice on certain
this could be
home
good.
issues they have. Right. And you know what it is? It's an unbiased third-party opinion. Kind of somebody away from the situation.
Yeah, you don't have a dog in the fight.
Right.
Totally objective.
All right, Jeff, what do we got?
This is from a guy named Mark, and he says, guys, I'm going to just say this like I'm at an addicts meeting. Hi, my name is Mark. I'm 35, and I don't know how to ride a bike.
Hi, Mark.
I know. How can an adult not know how to ride a bike, right? My parents never taught me. My neighborhood was not conducive to bike riding, and I had no close friends who rode, so it was never an issue. But now my new-ish girlfriend wants to go for bike rides in the park, and I'm afraid I will look like an idiot. She won't find me sexy anymore. She is willing to teach me, but man, a grown man being taught by a woman how to ride a bicycle. How embarrassing. I also don't know how to juggle, but at this point, it hasn't been an issue. Now I'm concerned about what else I'm supposed to know how to do by the time I'm 35. I think more of the issue is that he's worried about a woman
Well,
teaching them how to ride a bike.
If you're so concerned about it, step number 1 is have somebody steal her bike. So just take the whole bike riding thing out of the equation. Like
See,
immediately.
you are being nicer because in the past you would have said have somebody break her legs so she couldn't.
She can't ride.
the bike.
Yeah, but then you got to take care of her. Nobody wants to do that.
True.
It's only going to, the real advice is, it's only going to take a day to ride a bike. Could somebody else teach you how to ride a bike? And then you show up.
My 7-year-old son can teach him how to ride a bike.
Then you show up going, okay, let's see if I do this. And then you get it instantly to her.
In front of her.
And then the beautiful thing is your relationship is based on a lie.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
you
the
have-
foundation of your relationship is one big lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly.
But what is he asking?
Just like
here?
everybody else.
He's concerned about what else he's supposed to know.
By
He's
the age
afraid
of
that if his
35.
girlfriend sees him being vulnerable, she will find him less attractive, which means he doesn't know women.
Yeah.
Start it off on a lie. That's what I say. Have
Yeah.
somebody else
Yeah.
teach you. If it takes more than 15 minutes to learn how to ride a bike, then she's not the woman for you.
Yeah.
What about
and
the
then
whole
the problem
stealing the
is you
bike thing?
tell a little lie and then it gets bigger and bigger. And then you find yourself saying stuff like, yeah, I didn't take a lot of pictures when I was on the moon, but it was an interesting day.
Starts with a bike. It
You
goes
know,
right to the moon.
He was asking what else he should know how to do
By age 35.
Well, A, don't call anybody daddy.
There's
Don't
that.
call
And-
anybody.
That's true.
We got there. And B,
Drive a manual transmission. We
bike
know that.
riding, manual transmission, and swimming. You should know how to do all 3 of those things before
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
you're
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Swimming?
Yeah, swimming.
Yeah.
Have you ever met an adult, like a 30-year-old or something, and you're there at a hotel
Who
and
can't swim?
and they got their feet dangling, and they're like, I really don't want to get in. I was like, come on, man. And then they go, well, you know what? Truth is, I never learned how to swim. That's frightening.
That is
I don't
frightening.
think I've ever been in this situation where somebody hasn't known how to swim.
Yeah, I know people that don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I always have water wings in my trunk for just such an occasion. All right, next. This guy's screwed, by the way. So
This is from
somebody
Chris.
steal the bike.
Yo, dudes. My girl and I have been together for 2 years. Things are progressing as they should for a couple in their late 20s. Yes, I think she's the one. She feels the same about me. Difference is she's baby crazy. I certainly am not. We will get there eventually, but not now. Isn't it the worst to force someone into having a kid right now? It's as bad as an ultimatum on getting married.
Of course it is.
Why would I say yes to a kid when I'm not ready? Makes no sense. Guys, with your vast worldly knowledge, please tell her as always, I am right. And again, that's from Chris.
Of course you're right.
What's the age there? What's going on there?
Late 20s.
Late 20s. They've been together
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Well, she's biologically baby crazy. That's a thing that she can't avoid. Yeah.
And Facebook baby crazy.
Oh,
You
she
know,
sees all,
yeah.
she sees
Because
all her friends.
All her friends
Yeah.
having babies, and it looks like the greatest thing on earth because that's what Facebook is designed to do, to make
Yeah.
everything look great.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know somebody in that situation. And if you don't want to do it, then it's I think he's screwed. He's in a terrible position.
I've got great advice. Secret vasectomy.
That is
No,
horrendous.
Here's a better
Secret
advice.
Base it on a
vasectomy.
lie.
Steal
Yeah.
a bike.
Get a bike and ride in the other direction.
Yeah, far away.
Yeah. You know, getting there eventually is not a defined period of time.
Yeah, I'll eventually want a
Yeah,
kid.
you can't go like eventually because then it's 3 years later you break up.
Yeah. All right, so vasectomy idea
And
is
you've
out.
only been together.
That's-
Well, here's the thing: you shouldn't be baby crazy with somebody you've only been with for 2 years.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know,
When do you really start knowing somebody?
it takes a while.
2 years? 3
It
years?
takes a while, yeah.
Sometimes.
And to have a baby with somebody,
sometimes
they're not
it
even.
never-
Yeah.
Are they not? Wait a minute,
They're not
even
married.
Yeah,
they're not married.
They're
Oh,
not
she-
married.
Oh,
She's-
the Lord.
Yeah,
want
the
that
Lord
anyway.
says,
They shouldn't be
wait,
sleeping together.
please.
Yeah. The Lord will give her a baby.
When the time is right.
When the time is
the
right.
Lord did that with Mary.
Yes.
When the time was right, He gave her a baby. And then when Mary's husband Joseph eventually died and went to heaven, the Lord met him and went, "We're cool, right?"
That had to have been uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it was awkward.
Hey, man, I
It's
didn't
just
touch
awkward.
I just imagine like the Lord like trying to fist bump him and he's just staring at him. You're gonna leave me hanging out here?
Joseph and the Lord are Eskimo brothers.
No, God and Joseph are like, we cool? I mean,
Yeah.
all right. We all right. This
God's
is
like, I
awkward. Let's
didn't
not
touch
make
her.
this awkward.
Hey, man, read my book. I didn't actually touch her.
All right, so secret vasectomy.
Okay.
See? So that's how
One
it's
more.
out.
Terrible piece of advice number 2. Okay.
This
One
guy is
more.
in major trouble, and he did this himself. I could read the whole thing, but
I would have said secret hysterectomy, but that would have been too much.
yeah, that
That would have been over the line, and I didn't say that.
A little more
you
difficult to
did,
pull
because
off.
of the scarring. Because of the scarring. This guy's name is Jack. My fiance and I have been happily engaged for 1 month as of today. I knew the ring she wanted, and I got her basically the exact same one, except for a cubic zirconia version of it. You
More lies.
dummy. It's cubic zirconia, which is a knockoff of a diamond. We all know that. They look almost exactly identical. I told her I got it insured as well.
Well, you're lying.
Nothing like basing this marriage off of a lie.
Yeah.
A fresh, hot lie.
Well, and when I first started reading this, I was like, okay, well, he got this so he can save up the money and they'll switch him out, like some sitcom or something. But he doesn't even go into that. He just says she's not suspicious yet. I'm starting to feel guilty. Should I tell her before she finds out? Should I tell her now? Should I wait until after we get married? Or just don't tell her. What should I do? And that's from Jack.
Oh God!
This
I
guy
think
is screwed.
I think the only thing he could do to make this situation worse is to give that other woman a baby.
Or a fake baby.
Yeah, I got her. I got my girlfriend wanted a baby. I got her a doll.
Don't tell her.
My girlfriend is pregnant with a doll.
It fake throws up.
She was sound asleep, and I just tucked a doll into her uterus.
Things you didn't think you'd hear this morning. My girlfriend is pregnant with a doll.
What an a-hole this guy is,
Yeah,
honestly.
he is.
Yeah.
You buy the correct ring
And
and
replace
you
it?
switch them out without her knowing.
You know what I would rather do is just tell the fiance just to get away from this dude. That's what
You
I
know
don't
what's
know if he's an a-hole. He
thinking-
sounds more of an idiot.
Thinking
Yeah,
from his
that's what-
from
yeah.
his perspective, he was probably getting so much pressure from this chick to get this one perfect ring, which he didn't have the money for, clearly.
Well, then right away you just go, I can't afford that.
Yeah. But he didn't want to disappoint her. He wants to disappoint her later on.
Hey, I'm
After he got her in.
gonna play the role of the idiot here, okay? So I get this fake ring for
Like
her.
every day.
Thank you. I get this fake ring for her. She obviously is happy with it because he said that she's in love with this ring. If he tells her, "Hey, that's a fake version," she's already in love with it.
What are you
Like,
saying?
can he use the excuse of you
like,
love that
you
ring?
like it already.
You love that ring.
You're saying victimless crime, or are you saying that he should say something?
No, I'm saying like what? Like, does he have any defense in saying,
Like,
"But baby,
huh,
you love that ring. You love it."
Fooled you. You like it anyway.
I
What does it
wouldn't- I
matter if it's
wouldn't-
real or not?
I wouldn't go with the fooled you, but
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah, but he,
You're a dummy. It's fake this whole time.
well, he didn't just give her something under a pretense or whatever. Like him, he even lied and said that he got it insured. I mean,
Yeah.
he's committed to this. This is legit. This is a
Yeah.
legit idiot.
So, Dana, do you tell her? Do you wait? Or do you just kill her and just
No,
start
yeah,
over?
I think it's a horrible situation. It really is.
Boy, he got
Because
himself in a pickle.
He does.
just always spend the money. This is the perfect example of something my ex-mother-in-law used to say. The cheap pay twice.
Yeah.
That's
Good
how
point.
it works.
That is a
I
good
think-
point.
You buy. This is what I would do. Buy the ring she wanted. Get a loan. I don't care how you do it. And then you tell her what happened, but you have the correct ring.
And you make good.
And
Yeah, basically the disappointment is you puncture the disappointment.
So put yourself into crippling debt that you'll have to pay off for the rest of your life.
Is it really crippling?
I mean, you could like make it like almost a joke, or not a joke, but lightheartedly go, "You didn't even know, but here's a surprise. Here's the real one."
Does she ever take it off to like wash her hands or do the dishes or something.
See that's when it turns into a sitcom for me. It's like the normal sitcom where you see the guy like Kevin James for some reason would be doing this.
I just
crawling
see him
on the ground,
and then I just see him like in a terrible decision, like she's asleep and he's trying to subtly saw off her fingers without waking her up. He has like a little tiny hacksaw and just like, I hope I don't wake her up.
And then switch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about lie. Here's a lying thing that when I was a kid, I used to go fishing with my dad, and my dad would, you get the fish and he just yank the hook out of its mouth, and I would be horrified, and my dad would go, "Doesn't hurt the fish," and I would just like, "Well, he's your dad." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'm like 25 years old. I'm walking on the street, and it just hits me out of the blue. My dad's full of crap. That's the worst thing that could possibly happen to that fish. Outside of me forcing that fish to watch me have sex with its wife, that's the worst thing that fish could go through.
So it is number 2.
Please leave her alone. No. That's tough. Tell him to shut up.
That's
one day you're going to be swimming, and I'm going to be there. Yeah. A lot of talk.
That's Dana Gould over here. Helium Comedy Club. He's got 2 shows tonight. One at 7:30 and 10 o'clock. Tomorrow, 7:30 and 10 o'clock. HeliumComedy.com is a website. So what are we plugging besides the shows?
Oh, God. Okay.
sure
Helium
you got a
Comedy.
podcast.
My podcast, The Dana Gould Hour.
Do you like doing the
Available-
podcast?
Yeah, I do. I love it. Yeah.
Is it a daily thing or a weekly thing?
It's a monthly thing.
Monthly
One
thing.
like 3-hour episode every month.
Wow.
So you just kind of save up stuff and you just...
I do 2 interviews and I cut them into segments and I intersperse them.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's like you're auditing 2 conversations at a party, and then I have a big chunk in the middle where I just talk about something that I'm interested in.
So you get the podcast and you have
And
the
then I have,
IFC show.
Stand Against Evil on IFC. We're starting to shoot the 2nd season in May, and I'm writing it now. And the 1st season is on Hulu.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Come back anytime.
And I'm...
Oh, still more.
just
Okay.
kidding. No, that's all. Let's limit it to 3.
That's enough.
And I'm not on Tinder.
I don't want to see you burning the candle at both ends.
I'm not
He's
not
getting on
Tinder.
Tinder after.
No.
Find him on Grindr.
What's Bumble?
What is Bumble?
Tony, do you know?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Is that where you date Mr. It's where you date an old woman with no teeth. No, I think Bumble is where the women...
Oh, that's right. They select or something?
Yeah, that would be easier for me. That takes a lot
Bumble,
of the heat
find
out.
your honey. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh, you should do it.
that takes a lot of this. No fun. No
The
pun
sting
intended.
out of it?
The sting out of it. Yeah. I didn't even mean
It's
it.
that kind of comedy.
Didn't even
tonight.
mean it.
Get
Didn't
that
even
kind of
mean
comedy
it.
tonight at Helium Comedy Club.
Yeah.
It's Tinder minus the dude, like minus the interaction from the guy. So
all
ladies
chicks?
have to make the first move to you. So you're on there as a guy, but once you put
this-
up your profile, you sit back and wait.
Is this a result of that Women's March
It's
thing?
kind of like buying bananas. It sounds like buying bananas.